If you've been waiting for the Park City real estate market to crash, you might be waiting a very long time because what the data actually shows is something very different. The chaos is gone, the frenzy is over, and Park City has quietly returned to one of the most stable real estate markets once again. Let me show you what's really happening and why this market now rewards strategy and not speed. Hey, I'm Nicole Bowdle. I'm a luxury real estate advisor here in Park City, and I'm a lifelong local. I grew up here, I went to school here, and I live in the same town I sell real estate in. I've seen boom markets, I've seen pullbacks, I've seen emotional markets and irrational ones. And what we're in right now is something different. Not a crash, it's not a frenzy, it's a grown-up market. The market is back to its normal rhythms. When we look at the last 10 years on data quarter by quarter, something shows up that's really interesting. For the first time since COVID, our market patterns look normal again. That predictable rhythm we had before 2020 has returned. And that's actually very healthy because stability creates confidence, and confidence drives smart decisions. Sales versus volume, the big misunderstanding. Now here's where people get confused. Yes, the number of transactions is lower than during the COVID frenzy, but sales volume tells a completely different story. In fact, last year was the second highest sales volume ever recorded in our market. Let me say that again. It's the second highest sales volume ever. We're selling fewer homes, but they're selling at significantly higher price points. That tells us something important. Demand didn't disappear. It's concentrated. Luxury is carrying the market. Single-family homes continue to outperform condos and land. Luxury buyers are still very active, cash buyers remain dominant, and lifestyle-driven purchases are leading the way. The market is being supported by people who are buying in Park City because they want to be here, not because they're chasing cash flow properties. That's why prices have held so well. Park City doesn't rely on first-time buyers or speculative investors. It relies on scarcity, lifestyle, and long-term ownership. Inventory is higher, but we're balanced. Inventory is up slightly from last year, about 14%, but context matters. During COVID, inventory was almost non-existent. Homes were selling instantly because there was nothing to buy. Today, listings and sales are much more balanced, not oversupplied, not undersupplied, but balanced. And that's what allows negotiations, inspections, and thoughtful decisions to happen again. This market is not a distressed market, it's a functional one. The absorption rate tells the truth. Another great way to measure market health is absorption rate. Nationally, a balanced market is around 3 months. Park City has historically averaged closer to 7. Right now, we're sitting around 5 months. That's extremely normal for this area, not overheated, and it's not slowing dramatically. It's just kind of steady eddy. Price matters more than ever. Here's one of the biggest shifts happening right now. Price accuracy matters again. Homes priced close to the market median are selling the fastest. Overpriced homes are sitting, and underpricing no longer guarantees speed either. This isn't an emotional market anymore, it's a mathematical one. Buyers are informed, they're analytical, and they are patient. They are not in a rush, which means strategy matters more than urgency. New construction is skewing the market data. This is one of the most important things sellers need to understand. New construction is dramatically affecting our numbers. In Park City proper, new builds make up roughly 10 to 15% of the inventory. But in the Jordanelle, it's over 50%. And in Heber, it's around 40%. That means you see headlines about rising inventory or price changes. A massive portion of that data is coming from new construction, not resale homes. If you lump everything together, the numbers lie. So you must separate the markets to understand what's actually happening. You've got the new construction market, and you've got the resale market. Long-term appreciation remains strong. Over time, Park City real estate has appreciated about an average rate of about 7.5% annually compounded. That is not speculation, that is data. That is decades of data. And it's driven by 3 things we cannot manufacture: limited land, world-class resorts, ease of access and convenience, and the demand from high net worth buyers. Park City doesn't spike fast, it compounds quietly. No rentals and seller turnover. Now let's talk honestly for a minute. Lower snow years do impact rental revenue. Some owners are seeing higher expenses and lower returns, especially short-term rental investors. Because of that, we're seeing some turnover. Not panic selling, but intentional selling. Owners asking themselves, does this property still fit my life right now? And that's normal in a maturing resort market. We're losing Sundance. This is going to be the last year of Sundance. And we've had a bad snow year. So a lot of times we're not going to see the effect of that until a year later. Next year, people might delay their vacations because December was so rough in terms of a weather pattern for us and getting the resort open. We're not going to know what those impacts have until next year. People might say, hey, we came out in December. It wasn't that great. Now they're going to come out in January, February, or March and push their trips out a little bit more just because they're unsure of our weather patterns. But at the same time, lifestyle buyers remain active and confident. They're buying for use, not for a yield on their return. The bottom line, here is the truth. Park City real estate is not crashing. It's always been a very strong and stable market to park your money and let it appreciate. And stable markets reward people who understand nuance, not headlines. This is no longer about timing the market. It's about understanding where you're buying, what you're buying, and why you're buying it. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Park City, Deer Valley, or the Jordanelle, this is not a one-size-fits-all market anymore. The strategy for ski in, ski out was very different from a private club home with a membership. New construction plays by different rules than a resale. If you want help understanding exactly where you fit in this market, I'm happy to help. I've lived here my entire life, and I help my clients make calm, strategic, data-driven decisions. My contact information is always dropped down in the description link down below, and if you want monthly Park City market updates like this one, then make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, or I'll see you on the slopes. I also hang out at the Canyons Village Sundial office here at the Christie's real estate office. It's basically my second home. So if you're somebody who is in town skiing around and maybe I happen to be here, come in, say hi, because I'd love to meet you.